Here's the story of a bearish trader who was selling into every single bounce. All his orders hit the bid, such a sucker. Sometimes you buy the dip. It's the story of a bullish trader who was buying each down tick he saw. He averaged down and rarely stopped out on the edge of blowing up. Until one day they subscribed to Routine Trader and realized they can do both buy and sell. That there are two sides to Mr. Market, and beating him both ways is pretty swell. Yeah, pretty swell, so very swell. Beating Mr. Market both ways is pretty swell.
Well, cheers to Monday, the best day of the week, retail trading team. This is Mastro coming to you live from Puppet Show Central with your routine briefing. So anybody who was hanging out and heard the first rendition of the lovely intro video for your favorite puppet show here, that's what that sound was. Obviously, I need to do some type of intro screen to add to the thumbnails, etc., to spice this channel up a little bit, but we'll start throwing that video out there. I've had it for several months. I think I paid like $50 for it, so I figure we should use it, right? In any case, we're going to jump into the tape today, see what we got going on, and see if we can't make some sense of this lovely, fast-paced, and dynamic market that we have today. So I'm going to switch screens here. We'll jump right into the warm-up. I got a breakout trade on. We'll see if it works out. Just kind of taking a standard signal there, and we'll see what happens. So I'll jump to the warm-up here. Going to let that work. And if you want to see what we got going on in terms of strategy, the strategy that I'm currently using is called Fabio right here. If you just go to the routine trading folder in the description of this video, it'll take you to this page here. And if you click on routine day trading, you can see what I got going on there. So we're going to start the warm-up. IB is in. A nice and tight IB again today of about 10 points. So more of the same really in that. By the way, so I noticed when I was just kind of going through this on Friday that my little comment here is not available if you're not logged in to Google Drive. I couldn't figure out how to fix that, so I just made it a link. And again, it'll take you, just click on that. It takes you to this right up here. Not really much, just quick little spiel. And again, that's in that routine trading folder. So just a little housekeeping there to start off the day, and we'll jump right in and see what we got going on. So the first thing that I want to look at is we do have that open drive, that bullish open drive for the first 30 minutes. So really that overnight inventory, there's not too much of an imbalance. We'll look at the TPO. We can look at potential areas of imbalance. Yeah, really I think the most important thing is watching price relative to that opening price, and for me that's going to be kind of the most important level starting off the day here. So that level is going to be specifically 41.5350. I'm going to go ahead and add that here, 41.53, right there in our levels because I hadn't added that yet. So 41.53 is going to kind of be the pivot for today, and that's going to correlate to, let's see, about 41.30 in the SPX. So that's what I'm going to be watching there, and we'll see what happens around there. So besides that, we do have a trendy looking TPO. Again, TPO is going to be important for today's briefing. So when we hop into that, I'll point out some potential areas of imbalance as well as kind of where I'm getting that trend look from. That TPO especially is subject to change as the session progresses, just like everything else on here. Yeah, especially that TPO is often changes throughout the day. So keep tabs in this document if you find it helpful. It's in the description of this video, and it's called the warm up, and I keep it updated all day when it becomes relevant. So you can see the major levels here, simple enough, and I think we can go ahead and jump right into the tape. So the first place I want to start us is going to be that macro chart. So we'll just get rid of this, pull up the macro chart and see what we got going on here. I'm going to throw on volatility as well in the corner so we can kind of watch how everything interacts. Let me get this adjusted properly. Stand by real quick. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at here. So the first thing is obviously the trend lines. You'll see I added a new one here. If you're a consistent watcher, I'm going to go ahead and make that a dash. This is just kind of a trend line from this like triangle wedge pattern going back toward August of last year. And I'm kind of watching how we behave relative to that. Why am I looking at that? Well, if you look at Friday's close, we closed right above and created that potential swing high, swing low there. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking at the chart. We're having a little bit of sell-off. So let's see if we cross 53. I'm going to keep it in the corner of my eye. I'm looking at my execution chart on the other side here. So yeah, so really that trend line, where are we relative to Friday's closing price? For me, is the most important sentiment indicator of today. If we're above it, I do tend to be looking for long opportunities, and then obviously below it, we might get that potential unwind. So Friday's close is super important there, and obviously I'm watching the gaps, which you can see these dotted lines above and dotted lines below. We really need that range to open up before those become relevant, but I just want to kind of explain what we got going on there. We're still playing ping pong between that red supply zone and that green demand zone. Again, tightest range since 2017. I'm sure you've heard it a million different places, and so we're just kind of waiting to see if and when we open up. So besides the price action macro look there, if you look at volatility, still kind of doing nothing, still kind of consolidating, trying to decide where it wants to go. Right now, we are kind of below what I consider that major level of 20. So this is the VIX futures until we're above 20 again, and obviously above that 51.53 opening price. I do favor those longs. So really not much to look at in the big picture as of yet. We have to wait for the range to open up. So that's simple enough. So if we want to just go ahead and jump right into our TPO, I think this is the most important chart as this range remains tight. So looking at our TPO here. So we just put in that poor high. We're actually getting a decent little sell right after that breakout trade triggered. So it's unfortunate for those of us who want to make money, but for anyone who faded that, it's looking all right so far. Again, 53 is going to be that important level. There's now a poor high at that high of day, which is just weak-handed longs at the top there. So watch what happens as price kind of revisits that. Until that's taken out, we can possibly look for these fake break trades lower. So got that poor high there, and I mentioned earlier kind of that potential imbalance in the overnight distribution. You can see we got some singles, which is just emotional buying. We again bought that 33 level, and you can see those denoted by the singles in the chart there. So to me, what I'm still looking at is this early April distribution. I'm looking at the corner of my eye. We're actually now at 55, so watching for that unwind. But this early April distribution seems to be building support. Again, we'll see what happens if and when we do revisit that 33 level. But until then, I think the bulls have the edge, once again, above Friday's close. So let's see here. I think we're about to trade 53. Not quite yet. All right. We'll see what happens. Another dirty little trap if if they do continue this reversal. So we'll watch that there. So those are really the most important levels. Still got that island value area above to contend with, but really, as the range remains as tight as it is, it's all about these super close levels, which again you can see on that warm-up document. So I think it's very much still level-to-level trading. There's those levels I'm talking about again, and we'll see what happens the rest of the day. So as Mr. Juiceball joins the chat here, we just unwound that open drive. We'll see how far this down move takes us. Not yet seeing that move in volatility, so be watching that closely. Be watching all the levels today closely as we just kind of remain around this 41.50 area. I don't know who's trying to make money, Mr. Juiceball. I guess I was trying, but they once again sprung the nice little trap there. So we'll see what happens as volume picks up. I'm going to put the newsletter out right after this broadcast, and I'll be on the Twitch normal time at noon today, so please come hang out there. Also, please feel free to hit me up on either the comment section of this video, on the newsletter, or best of all, at Routine Trader on the Twitter. So if you did enjoy today's content, everybody's piling in as I end it here. Thank you guys for coming at all. If you'll give it a like, I'll appreciate that. That helps with the algorithm. So in any case, thanks for watching. We'll see what happens. Again, the open has been unwound, watching for that continuation on the bear side. And besides that, stay classy until tomorrow.